So I just want to take a quick look here, kind of a review at Utawarerumono, Mask of Truth. God, not exactly easy to say, and I've heard of these games for a while. It feels like for much longer than they've been around. Seeing as this is the third one, there's an anime, there's all this other nonsense happening. I haven't beaten it. I'm 11 hours in, and all I can really say is I'm blown away by how much I like it. I had a feeling I'd enjoy it. You know, I'm a fan of these anime kind of JRPGs that not everyone likes. You know, the stuff NIS publishes that doesn't get a lot of, it's not Persona, right? And the same deal with Atlas, the same deal with now Sega. And I have to say, I'm just so damn impressed. So this right here, we'll do kind of more talk about the battle system at first. It seems to be your traditional wander around the squares and whatnot, but it's a little bit different, seeing as there is kind of a, I'm gonna call it a Paper Mario thing you can do with the attacks. So perfect timing, you get critical hits. Sometimes that means more damage, sometimes that means status effect like poison or stun or something. It just depends on the attack itself. And I'm also a pretty big dang fan of strategy games, and this happens to hit that perfectly well. I'm playing through a mission much earlier where I am. Stupefy. Much earlier from where I am, just to get some bonus experience and mess around and not spoil anything, right? That's the main goal here. Use some characters I don't necessarily use. Summon in a weird grass thing. I don't know what the grass thing's all about. Can I get over here? So that's where I'm gonna go here in a second. But each move you can kind of see these other things I can do, which is a defense, that's a heal. But if you scroll over someone, I can see their moves, the chain that they have, that you can stop the chain. You don't have to do the full chain, you can just do a little bit. I'm not exactly confident why you wouldn't do the full chain. I haven't run into any problems, but again, not super far. But you can see the area of effect, the range of that skill. I can go over to her, she's an archer. Whoa, watch it. And see what her stuff does, no counter, no dodge. There's a lot of elements in there, as well as skills that you unlock by leveling up or finding items, and something like this has a 75% chance of happening, but you only get 3 uses of it in a per battle. There's all kinds of other things going on here too. You'll see Zeal mentioned, and that is, hold on, can I attack anyone? Height. Oh, I get to move my little squirrel boy. What does the squirrel boy do? No one knows. This is the first time I'm using the squirrel boy. So the Zeal kind of, when it activates, lets you take another action, another move. So you can move and attack, but once that triggers, you can basically get another move and attack during that turn. You're powered up for a little bit. My little squid boy is definitely not powered up. This is the level on hard, but I'm so much further than where I was, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I hope not. I'm not gonna die. That'd be bad. That'd be quite the scenario. Let's beat this guy up. I should have picked someone else to hit, really. He's pretty strong. Anyway, when you level up, you get full heals. That's super fun. You also learn a bunch of other stuff. That's nice to have. You're basically always learning some move and some other thing. So here's where you can turn the chain on and off. And I can see how much Zeal I'm gonna get. So if I do all this, I'm gonna max out the Zeal. And then if I also look around at my character's skills, I can see who gets hit. So it might benefit me to move around And see, if I go here, I wonder, will that hit them? Yes, that'll hit everyone around me. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, it's not a lot of damage to everyone else. But then I triggered Zeal. And now I get to go again. Now we're gonna beat this fool up. He's gonna try and counter though, you can see that information at the top. Now, I'm not great at hitting this counter thing. In all honesty, I think it's a little confusing as to where I need to hit exactly sometimes. But who knows if that's just me screwing up. And you see right there, it does have an instance of, well, now you're defending. It's the reverse kind of circle, and I can move as well. I'm not gonna move. Stuff like healing, well, no one needs to be healed, so we'll just move over here. No. But we can't, oh, not after moving. Fine then. I'll just to show you, I will do this. Oh, it's a different, whatever. There's another thing where if you hold it down, you have to hold down X, as opposed to just hitting X when the circle gets to the center. And then if you hold it correctly, you will do more damage. It's the same deal, it's just a different mini game, and I really enjoy all that. Now, moving on to what the other half of the game, which is the visual novel part, I think it's pretty basic in how it's set up. There have been other advances in this type of thing, this type of game, where the standing art moves around. This doesn't, you know, they're static for all intents and purposes, and they have a few poses. It's fine. It's only Japanese VO, which I know anyone who's playing this game probably only wants the Japanese VO anyway, so that's neither here nor there. But you've seen better in terms of, you know, these characters don't blink, their mouths don't really move, even for different facial emotions or whatever. They don't do that either. Let's punch this guy in the face real quick. Okay, so this will show off the other. It's fun and flashy, and I get to have a giant bird. That's a win-win-win. Okay. I must say, besides all that, the other things of like the system in terms of reading everything, there's been better. There's been a better way. I've played other visual novel things. Steins Gate comes to mind, where you can look at the recap of what's been said, and it's presented in a much better way. The way this game does it is basically just press L1 until you get to the thing you want to see, and it shows again on the screen. And there's like no way to know how far back in the conversation that was, as opposed to something like Steins Gate and a bunch of other ones, really. You can see the whole thing, you can scroll through the list up and down, and it's just a little limited compared to other visual novels. Ooh, that was cool. She's jumping and flashing around. I enjoy that. That being said, particularly this part I just went through in the game, it's so damn interesting, the plot in here. So I don't even know if I can get into it in the middle of battle when I'm dicking around. I'll just fail all these. I didn't fail at all. So that's what I love about the plot of this, because it has all this history that I'm now, I don't need all that history. I don't need all this setup. The country's at war. You know, the God King is dead. His successor, this princess, was poisoned. Your team from before were fighting and was captured her and poisoned her, and then you rescued her and Oster, which is like the main character slash not Oster, which we'll get to that in a minute, captured them. Then the main party in the previous game rescued him and the princess. It's this whole deep plot that at the beginning of the game is like 2 hours of characters I didn't know at all, and I didn't care about, and it was really confusing. But I stuck it out, and it is so interesting. Like, I hate to say this, but almost Game of Thrones level of interesting, where there are 8 pillar generals, and they all have their own thing, and some of them believe that this other princess, who is fake, everyone knows is fake, your party knows is fake, some of them believe that that's a real person, and then they're using that princess to, who is now the ruler of this land. It's this whole, oh my god, it's this whole subplot. It's amazing. It's so good, and trying to describe it right now is not going to do it any justice. Oh, I can't look at it right here. It's so cool, and you start to see these things where, like, okay, this guy's disobeying the ruler to do his own thing for his own gains, and this one 8-pillar general guy is the dad of this other person. I think, not her. I think her, actually. It like doesn't believe the new one because the new one is the one you took over here to this country, and you're playing as Haku / you're not Haku. You're pretending to be Oster, who was high up in the rankings of this government before he was framed, and then left with the princess, absconded even with the princess to save the whole country, basically. Seemingly, it's so damn interesting, and it does it so well. And even beyond that, like I was saying, there's this moment I just did where events kept happening and I didn't expect it to go that way. Like, oh, we're gonna fight them. Oh no, we're not. Oh wow. Oh, this guy's showing up? Okay, well, what does that mean? Oh, he knows what that other guy's thinking, but he can't act on it, but he's doing this as a show of this, and he has to do that. There's so much political intrigue in this, and for as much as I want to complain and be like, it's a little slow sometimes. Oh, I have to see if I can do this attack. It's so damn compelling. I used to be, at the beginning of the game, like I said, it was just an hour before you get to a battle. And even now it's an hour and a half between some of these battles, and it can seem like forever. But it is now just completely interesting. Even the dumb anime garbage that still persists a little too long is so interesting. I'm fully invested in seeing where this goes. All the characters, I'm there, and it's crazy. There's no reason for the third and supposedly final game of a series like this to get to me. There's no reason for that, right? But I got it, and that's why I'm screwing up this stupid thing. But that's why I'm calling this a review, because I can wholeheartedly endorse this. If you think you might like this, a visual novel with a strategy game element, if you like that kind of Game of Thrones patented warring families, I guess, what is it, Romance of the Seven Kingdoms or whatever? It is 7 kingdoms, right? I'm not just imagining that. If you like that kind of stuff, this is right up there. And what I appreciate about it too, especially after I got after the first 2 hours, was how much how much groundwork was laid down in the previous games, and now we are just dealing with the awesome save the country. We got the real princess. We're gonna just hold out. Maybe we get some allies over here. You're from this clan, you're from this noble family. If we do this and we try this angle, like, oh, there's so much maneuvering here, and I just love it. Freaking love it. Also, I get to ride a silly ass bird. What's not to like about the silly ass bird, right? It's a selling point, the silly bird. How many more guys do I have to fight? Should I just finish this? I can ramble on for the rest of the battle. It's seemingly a lot easier to do the dodge moves in that little whatever than it is to than it is to do the attack ones. Hitting it in the middle of that circle is... Oh, okay, that guy... Yeah, let's just do this instead. What if I can hit him? No, but I can't hit him. That's pretty badass, lady. You can also speed it up a little bit. That is gonna kill him, right? I didn't check. Okay, good. Good, that's what I wanted. Oh, I messed that up because I thought it was the other style thing. And oh, it's crazy! I shouldn't like this game! There's no reason I like this game that much. Just absolutely absurd. Every character is interesting in their own way, even if they're a little anime goofiness sometimes, but it totally fits, it totally works. This game benefits so much by having that previous history and not spending too much time just banging you over the head with it. It just, besides that first hour, which is a little daunting, it just goes at it. And like, man, you can read the glossary, dude, which there is in the game. You can just read the glossary. If you want to know who this person is, read the goddamn book. We put it in the game. Wins favor. I can't move. He's got me in a... He's got me stuck in his silly little line of sight. But I think the turn-based combat like this is super good. Very enjoyable. It's a little... It's not crazy complicated. Not that I would have expected it to be crazy complicated. Or not complicated, I mean difficult. It's not extremely difficult, and it does have the ability like I am doing now. Just, you know, go through, do this battle again. Doing the battle again will unlock other pieces of armor and things you can unlock. Through bonuses. Unlock. How many times did I say unlock there? A lot. A lot of times. This guy is pretty badass. So while I can say it's a little annoying sometimes to not have a main battle, or to only have a main battle every hour and a half, seemingly. The battles itself are rewarding, and the last ones I've had multiple stages. Like, oh, we're being attacked from here. Well, this is gonna happen after that, right? We're gonna have this event. It's a multi. What I'm trying to get at is it is a multi-stage battle. I just heal her for no reason. I'm not even sure I understand how to do all the battles correctly. Hell if I know. Beat this guy up. He's the only remaining one. Or no, there's one other guy. It's just this archer just ruined this archer's day. I love it. Yeah, sure. Shoot me again. Dare ya. Oh, actually no. I don't want him to run the other way and start being stupid. Because I feel like it's weird where it wants you to hit it. It wants you to hit the circle where it's almost gone. Like it's completely gone, and then you hit it. But it just seems it's a little later than I would assume you hit it. Whereas that one's almost earlier than when you want to hit it. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. The battle's gonna end here fairly soon. But I like it quite a bit. You know, it's definitely for a particular niche, and definitely not for everyone. That's okay, you know. 'Cause those who are gonna like it probably already are interested. But I would say, if you haven't played the other ones, that's not a big disadvantage. You can definitely get into this, do whatever the hell you want. I'm gonna heal myself so I get experience. There's no punishment, there's no mana. Yeah, shoot her. Do it. Do it then. You missed. Whatever, I don't care. I think I stopped it early. There you go. There's your victory. Battle is what, that's what victory meant, but thank you. So I get some bonus points, that's nice. And some equipment. Pretty nifty. Alright. Do I dare say the name of the game again? Utawarerumono. Try to say it authentic-ish? Mask of Truth. Very good. Much better than I dreamed. That's weird. Why would I dream about that? That's a strange... You're a strange person.